If you are writing a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact, there are 3 things that you must have in your book. Now, what I have found is that when you add these 3 things, you're able to build a great relationship with your reader, you're able to show your credibility and make yourself the go-to expert, and you're able to set the stage for what comes next in that reader's journey. And when you have these 3 must-haves, which we're going to break down here in just a second, it opens up the door for your book to become viral, for people to talk about it, for people to get results from it, and for people to see you as the #1 authority in your niche. So let's just jump straight into it. And the first must-have when you are writing a nonfiction book is that you must share your story. Okay. Now, you don't have to include everything that you've ever experienced. You don't have to include everything that's ever happened in your life, but you do need to share your story. Because what this does is by sharing your story, you build relatability and you build trust with your audience. And what this does even further at a deeper level is it lets your readers feel that they actually know you. All right. Because you've been vulnerable, because you've shared your story, people feel connected to you. And we respond best just as humans to people that we feel have gone through similar things as us. So you want to really make sure that you share your story. This can be the experiences. This can be the transformation that you've gone through. This could be things that have happened in your life. These could be things that people you've helped with. All right. Share your story and how you've gone through the key topic of your book. So for example, when I was writing my book, Big Idea to Bestseller, which is literally all about how to write, publish, and launch a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact, I shared stories of me when I went and wrote my first book and the limiting beliefs that I had. I shared what I've done to have multiple best-selling books. I shared versions of my stories so that I could help the reader feel connected to me, feel that they're not alone, but also feel that there's hope that they can actually achieve this. So the first must-have that you must have in your book is sharing your story. All right. The second must-have in your book is you must solve a specific problem. The more specific the problem, the easier it becomes for you to be the go-to authority on that particular topic. For example, if you write a general real estate book, you can still be an authority in the real estate space. But if you write, and if you are an Airbnb expert or you're a short-term rental expert and you write a book on short-term rentals, well, you are going to be even more of an authority within that particular niche. So really understand what is the problem that you are solving and solve that problem. If you are showing people how to make money with real estate, then show them the various different ways and give them examples. Share your story like we just talked about and solve that problem. Okay. Now, the way that you're going to solve a problem is you are going to show your expertise. This is going to be the framework that you have, the methodology that you have, the things you repeat over and over in your frequently asked questions, the things you do your coaching programs on, the things that you've taught other people. You want to share your expertise. Now, it's also really important that when you solve this specific problem, that you don't just fluff it up and try to get them to go buy something after and say, well, if you really want me to solve this problem, go buy this. No, screw that. That's not what we're doing here. What we are doing, though, is we want to give them steps, give our readers steps, action items, give them the framework, the methodology, so that they can actually start getting results in the time that they're reading your book. So, for example, in my book, Big Idea to Bestseller, I make sure that people can actually implement what we talk about and have success right then and there. I know that by doing this, some people are just going to read my book and they're actually going to figure out how to write the book entirely on their own because they use my book as a reference guide. Other people I know are going to read my book and be like, wow, he gave so much value in this book that I have to work with him. I have to be part of his community and I want to see how great I can really make this book. Okay. And when you're showing and you're solving this problem, show the reader that you understand them, right? Give them practical ways to overcome their issues. So if you know that they are struggling with XYZ problem, give them the solution on how to do that. And the more research you've done beforehand, the more you understand your audience, the more you're going to understand their problems. And when you understand your audience and their problems, it makes it that much easier to actually write and solve those problems. And when you do this, it validates not only that they picked up the right book for them, but it validates that you are the person that they need to learn from because they're relating to, they're responding well, they're already seeing success. And so that is a huge, huge, huge must have, is solve the problem. For example, I'll give you one more of this. We have a client, he wrote his book, it's called Enjoy the Grind, How to Find Happiness in Your 20s. And if you read his book, you can read his book and already start to do the stuff that he talks about in the book. But you can also continue to work with him after you've read the book if you want additional support or additional accountability. And this is such a powerful way to write a book to grow your business on the back end while still having an impact right now. And the third must-have that you're going to want to include in your nonfiction book is you're going to want to show how you can actually help somebody. All right. So if you've done the first two must-haves, if you've shared your story and you've solved their problem, well, now it's time to show them how you're actually going to help them. Okay. Because people pick up books looking for solutions. All right. I read a book recently. Why? Because I wanted to improve my mindset on that particular topic. Okay. I have picked up books, a book, Profit First. I picked up that book because I wanted to learn more about that particular topic. Now, here's what's happened. If you do the book correctly, you share your story and build trust, you solve a specific problem and you build credibility, well, then all that's left for you to do is show them how you can help them. Because if they don't know what to do next, you're leaving money and opportunity and impact on the table. So the way that you can show people how you can help them throughout your book is by including free resources. And the reason that you include these free resources is, one, it's obviously going to help the reader, but two, because once the reader goes to opt in for these, they give you their email in exchange for these resources. Well, now you have a way to communicate with them. They're on your email list. They've subscribed to getting additional information from you. And also, in addition to putting resources throughout your books, wherever it may be, and by the way, some great resources are templates, PDFs, tricks, checklists, and different things like that. But also another great way where you can show people how you can actually help them is at the end of the book. And you can do this in what I call the here's what to do next portion of the book. And what you do is you say, look, if you've enjoyed this book and you want some additional support, here's what to do next. Connect with me on social, fill out this application, book a call, download these resources, listen to this podcast. Whatever it is that you want them to do next, invite them to do it. Give them the option of what they can do next. Depending on how good your book is, depending on how important it is for the reader to solve the problem, how quickly they want to solve the problem, they may go from book to following you on social, very low commitment. They may go from book to getting on your email list, a little bit more commitment. Or they might be, oh my gosh, this is the greatest book I've ever read. I am literally ready to pay you thousands of dollars to work with you, or I want to hire you to speak. They will literally read your book, fill out a contact form on your website, and then pay you money, okay? This is how it works, but you have to show them how you can help them. So I want to recap here is that these are the three must-haves that you need if you want to write a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact. Number one, share your story. Number two, solve a specific problem. And number three, show how you can help somebody. When people trust you and they relate to you, plus they already see results by taking the action items you've mentioned in the book, they are much, much more likely to work with you and hire you. And this is why having a book is so valuable and so advantageous, is you can build trust, credibility, relatability, and solve a problem for a $20 or less investment on the side of the reader. And that's how you can build such great relationships. And so that by the end of it, they are ready to buy, they are ready to invest, they are ready to take the next step, whatever that is.